The Ministry of Corporate Affairs wants to investigate VAKRANGEE'S books of accounts. The ministry has sought financial statements for the last 3 years, according to an exchange filing made by the company. Darshan Mehta, he's here to take us through all of that and more. Darshan, VAKRANGEE obviously is going to be the center of focus. And why exactly have they started to, open up and start this investigative probe for the last 3 years?
So Devina, over the past few quarters, there has been trouble that's brewing in VAKRANGEE, be it with claims to their kendras, be it in terms of why the auditors resigned, what's happening as far as insider trading is concerned. We'll speak about that. So the big news that came in is that VAKRANGEE has said that the MCA has investigated their book, and basically the scope of investigation. The first point that they want to know is why did Pricewaterhouse resign suddenly as the auditor of the company. So that's the first scope. The second scope is the income tax assessment order, the tax audit that the company has done for the past 5 years. That is something that the MCA wants to know. Apart from it, the other factor is the VAKRANGEE kendras, because they had indicated and they had hired Grant Thornton earlier so that assessment could be done, and a lot of people had claimed that they don't have the necessary amount of kendras which they are claiming. They also want to know what is the deposit that they have collected as far as some of the franchisees are concerned, as far as some of these VAKRANGEE kendras are concerned, and mainly the shareholding pattern. And this is to do with the open offer that VAKRANGEE has to give because of change in shareholding norms. So a lot of queries that VAKRANGEE has to answer for them. Now, if you're looking at it, financial position of VAKRANGEE for the last 3 years has deteriorated from being a 3,000 crore top line. They moved to almost 6,500 crores, and since trouble started in the first quarter, they've just done 1,000 crore. Look at the EBITDA trend. From an EBITDA margin of almost 25%, they've moved to an EBITDA margin of just 1%. So no doubt the financial position of the company has deteriorated. Even if you're looking at the profit from an EPS of almost 7.5 rupees in the first quarter, they have done just 0.12. So the financial position is deteriorating, and that is also something that the MCA will look at. Now, what is the timeline from where the trouble started? VAKRANGEE was a 55,000 crore market cap, and then what happened was Mumbai Mirror in Jan reported that the exchanges are looking at price manipulation, and from that day the stock has been falling. The second big trigger came in Jan 2020 in 2018 when VAKRANGEE bought 20 lakh shares of PC Jewellers, and from that day both PC Jewellers and VAKRANGEE shares have fallen tremendously. What happened then is that VAKRANGEE clarifies on the SEBI manipulation news, and they said that nothing exactly is happening, but trouble was already there and the share had actually started falling. Now, what they did to actually restore confidence was in Feb they approved a capital allocation policy with a 250 crore dividend payout and a 1,000 crore buyback. Even there were questions raised as far as their VAKRANGEE kendras are concerned. So in March, they appointed Grant Thornton to carry on the audit of all the VAKRANGEE kendras. What the trouble actually started in April 2018 when PwC arbitrarily resigned as the statutory auditor of VAKRANGEE. Then all hell broke loose on VAKRANGEE and the share started falling significantly. What they did immediately was they appointed PS as the statutory auditor in a matter of few days to carry it, because PwC had resigned. Surprisingly, in June 2018, they went back on their word. They made changes in the capital allocation policy. So instead of a dividend payout and a buyback, they changed it, and they say that they will incur a huge capex to upgrade all the kendras with the ATM, and so that's what they're saying. And post completion of certain kendras, they will be able to take a decision on the capital allocation policy. In August, SEBI orders VAKRANGEE promoters to make an open offer, and the MCA audit in terms of shareholding pattern has to do with this. And finally, what are the latest news is that the MCA has ordered inspection of the books. So on multiple counts, VAKRANGEE has now to answer the MCA for a lot of issues that it's been spoken about.